Hey there. Welcome to Money Nudge, where we make money talk simple. So, are we in a recession? You've probably seen headlines saying the economy is shrinking, or that we might be heading into a recession. But what does that actually mean? Is it just when people start feeling broke? When gas prices go up? Or when everyone starts talking about layoffs? Today, we're breaking down exactly what a recession is, how it's measured, what causes it, and most importantly, how you can spot the signs early. A recession is basically when the economy stops growing and starts shrinking for a while. In fancy economic terms, it means there's a decline in GDP, the gross domestic product, for at least 2 consecutive quarters. That's the classic definition. But it's not the only one. In the US, the official call is actually made by a group of economists at the National Bureau of Economic Research, or NBER. They look at a bunch of data: jobs, income, industrial production, consumer spending, not just GDP. So technically, we can have 2 quarters of negative GDP growth, but still not officially be in a recession if other parts of the economy are holding up. Let's take a real example. 2020. When COVID hit, the US economy basically slammed on the brakes. Businesses shut down, millions lost their jobs, and GDP tanked. It was so fast and so deep that the NBER officially declared it a recession, even though it lasted only 2 months, the shortest recession in history. That shows you it's not always about time. It's about the depth and impact of the slowdown. So what triggers a recession? There's no single reason, but here are some usual suspects. High inflation. When prices rise faster than wages, people buy less. High interest rates. Borrowing gets expensive, so businesses and consumers slow down spending. Financial crises, like the 2008 housing market crash. And external shocks, pandemics, wars, oil spikes, anything that disrupts trade and confidence. Basically, when spending, investing, and production all start falling together, you get a domino effect across the economy. Now, how do you know if we're actually in a recession right now? Here's what economists and investors keep an eye on. GDP growth. If the economy shrinks for 2 quarters, that's a major warning sign. Unemployment rate. If job losses are rising fast, people have less money to spend. Consumer confidence. When people stop spending out of fear, it often deepens the slowdown. Corporate earnings. If companies across multiple industries report lower profits, it signals weaker demand. And the inverted yield curve? That's when short-term interest rates are higher than long-term ones. And historically, it's one of the most reliable predictors of a recession. But here's the tricky part. These signals don't always happen at the same time. Sometimes the data looks fine, but people feel like it's a recession because their bills are higher and their savings are shrinking. Economics isn't just about numbers. It's about people's confidence too. So, what does a recession actually feel like for everyday people? Well, businesses might freeze hiring or lay off workers. Prices can stay high even as wages flatten. People cut back on spending, which hurts small businesses, and that circles back to more layoffs. It's like a loop that feeds on itself until something breaks the cycle. That something is often the Federal Reserve, which might lower interest rates to make borrowing cheaper again. Or the government might step in and spend more on infrastructure, tax cuts, or relief checks to boost demand. Here's the surprising part. Recessions aren't always bad news. They're actually a natural part of the economic cycle. Think of it like a forest fire. It burns down the old, unhealthy growth so new trees can thrive. In an economy, recessions clear out inefficient businesses, reset prices, and create opportunities for innovation and recovery. After every recession in modern U.S. history, the economy has eventually bounced back stronger. So what can you do if we're heading into a recession? First, build an emergency fund. Aim for 3 to 6 months of expenses. Second, avoid high-interest debt. Don't let credit cards or variable loans drain your cash. Third, keep investing smartly. Markets fall in recessions, but that's often when opportunities are the best long-term. And finally, upgrade your skills. Recessions reward adaptability. The more you can do, the more valuable you become. Remember, recessions test patience, but they also build wealth for people who stay prepared and keep perspective. All right, let's recap. A recession is when the economy contracts, usually marked by falling GDP, jobs, and spending. It can be caused by inflation, high interest rates, or global shocks. Economists look at multiple indicators, not just GDP, to declare one. Recessions hurt in the short term, but they're part of the natural cycle that eventually leads to recovery and growth. And that's it. Now you understand what a recession is, what causes it, and how to spot the signs. You just got a money nudge. Hit that like button and subscribe, and we'll keep making money make sense, one video at a time.